So I want to share with you that you have choices. Repeat after me. I have choices. I get to decide how I show up. I get to decide who I am. Welcome to the Rise with Diana podcast, the podcast for working women leaders who are dedicated to doing the greatest work in a sound body, mind, and spirit. I'm Diana Patton, ex-corporate executive and civil rights attorney turned entrepreneur and business coach, helping working women leaders to gain the confidence to speak up and to advocate for themselves and take uncomfortable action through daily disciplined practices to experience true life success without sacrificing their sanity. It wasn't that long ago that I was taking things way too personal, secretly having something to prove, and doing my best to fake it like I had it all together. I thought the appearance of success was the glue holding my life together. But it was that appearance of success and hustling to prove my worth that was ruining my life. In this podcast, my goal is to teach you the tried and true secrets of living your greatest authentic life. You with me? Let's get ready to rise. Hey, thank you so much for coming back to the Rise with Diana podcast. Oh, we have a great conversation with you today because I think every working woman around the world can relate to the topic today. And that is, what are you sacrificing for that almighty job, right? I think that, and I'll speak from personal experience and from some of the clients that I've worked with. You see, we get into these jobs and it's really a good thing to be an excellent worker. To be a person who is willing to come in and do great work, do excellent work. But you have to wonder when it tends to slip into sacrificing everything, your health, your relationships, everything for the almighty job. Are y'all feeling me? And now here, what? I can already hear y'all screaming at me, but Diana, you don't understand. I've got this going on. I have got a crazy job. I have this. I have that. No, what you are is codependent, right? And I just have to break it to you, sis. You can't give everything to your job. It doesn't work that way. You see, You've got to get back into doing your greatest work. And there is no company in the entire world that is worth your health. There is no job that is worth taking your relationships, right? But what I do know is that you can make a very, very good living for yourself doing the job and the work that you love, and have a great relationship with other people, a great relationship with yourself, feeding yourself good, healthy food, and in a sound body and mind. Why do I know that? Because that's what I do. And that's what my clients do. When they take the academy, the Rise Advocates Academy, the 8-week class that we have, when people are in the community of the Rise with Diana community, this is our mantra. This is the way that we live. So I don't know if you have been seeing the research lately. McKinsey Consulting and their sister company by Sheryl Sandberg, Lean In. They did a study, and it was the 2023 study on women in the workplace. And here's what women are saying. They're saying, we're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. Yes, we're not gonna take it anymore because we know we have choices. We know that we're not working like that anymore. And guess what? The reason why there is the great resignation, and I know I'm time stamping myself here because it's 2023, but here's the thing. People aren't working like this anymore, right? They're not like sacrificing everything. And no, we know that the early bird gets the worm, but the early bird gets the worm because Sister Girl in the Rise with Diana community is doing her little meditation, right? Snap it up in the house. Yes, yes, yes. So here's what I want to ask you, and this is a very serious question. What are you sacrificing? What did you give up? What are you putting to the side? You know what makes me sad? I do mentoring here with a great young group of girls. They're about 10 to 11 years old. They're in fifth grade. And a lot of them will tell me, what frustrates you the most? What triggers you? And there were a few of them that would say things like, well, when I want to talk to my mom and she's on her phone because she's working. Or I want to talk to my dad, but he works a lot, right? And I just want you to know that the time period of us with our children, for example, is not a very long time period. So I really want you to examine that you could be sacrificing and cutting off an entire generation because of a job. So I want to share with you that you have choices. Repeat after me. I have choices, right? I have choices. I get to decide how I show up. I get to decide who I am. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to the podcast where I was talking about who you are behind the scenes needs to be closely matched to who you are in front of other people, I'm going to venture to say that the people that are sacrificing their ever lives for this have just different personalities and identities. And you're not really showing up as your true, authentic self. See, because if you're willing to sacrifice everything for your job, I believe that there's some layers that you need to work on. And you've been believing some lies. You have been taking in some stereotypes. So I don't know about this, but I'm going to ask you some questions and then I'm just going to see how you respond. Okay. Do you feel that if you were to speak up at work and say how you really truly feel about everything, that you would get fired? Do you think that if you spoke up and said, I need time off work because I need to go to my kids' soccer games or to their recitals, that people would think that you're just not a team player? Do you think that if you were to show up and tell people how you really need to be with your spouse or you need some time because you have a family member or a mom or you're caregiving for people that you love, that they would say that you don't really want to do the work that you're supposed to do, or you're not capable of doing the work? Because I think that is the root of why you're sacrificing everything. You don't think that you're worthy of being able to take that time. And I just want to tell you that you are, sis. You are. You are worthy. You are valued. You need to take time for you. You need to understand that your greatest work is taking time for you. Because you see, when you really do invest in yourself, you really do take the time for you, which it's not selfish to take time for you. It's the right thing to do. And when you do take that time for you, guess what? Your company benefits. Your company benefits, your family benefits, your spouse or your life partner benefits. And then you create what I would like to call, from the book Jim Collins wrote this book called Good to Great. And he talks about this performance flywheel, that once the wheels are oiled and the right people are in the right seats, the bus goes down the road and does its best work in what's called this performance flywheel. You see, when you get properly aligned with your values, with your beliefs, your behaviors, then you stop sacrificing things. You put things in alignment, right? And everything comes to pass. So it's critical for you to understand that that lifestyle of sacrificing everything, that needs to get thrown away. All right, here's what I want you to do. If you're driving, put your left hand on the steering wheel, put your right hand up and say, say your name, Diana, do solemnly swear that from this day forward, I will not be sacrificing everything for this beautiful thing called a job, right? And that I can do my best work, my most excellent work, by taking care of myself, by investing in myself, by being committed to the things that I know I need to live with a sound mind and body. That I am committed to my daily disciplined practices to do my very best work. This is what you need to say to yourself every single day. And you need to get rid of some of those negative narratives that caused you to sacrifice everything. It's not over. You need to get back into a better relationship with your kids, get back into a better relationship with your family, get back into a better relationship with your friends. Now is the time. Okay? Let's make a commitment. Let's do this great, great work. Right? Time is of the essence. Time is now. This is the time for us to do our greatest work. And from now on, stop sacrificing everything for your job. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope that this podcast blessed you. And if it did, share this with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your boss, share it with everyone that you know, and give us comments. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know, do you need some things that we need to do here? And again, shout out to my friend Mark from Level 2 Audio for putting this audio together for you today. Hey, did you take that Speak Up and Rise quiz yet? We would love to hear from you. Follow us on social, and guess what? We'll see you again next week. Have a great week. Thank you for being with me today. If you found value in this podcast, be sure to like and subscribe to be notified of weekly content. You can also learn more and follow along with me on any social media channel and by going to risewithdiana.com.